Good evening, everyone. My name is Melody Shin, and myself, along with Mr. Terry Anderson and Ms. Jennifer Venture Donegan, would like to welcome everyone to the annual 2018-2019 Northeast Student Art Competition and Exhibition. I hope you guys enjoyed the slideshow yearbook that the students put together, and would like to pay special thanks to Desi Bennett and to Ben Martin, sitting right here on the front row, for their efforts in putting this together, and all of the students who contributed photos, videos to the presentation. When we look at this show, this show is really a lot about talent. It's about hard work. It's about a lot of hours that our students have put into making all of this possible. Without the support of pretty much everyone sitting in this room, it would not be possible. When we look at the different activities that you see that the students have taken part in, we still have an upcoming field trip. There's still things that are going to be happening the next month that we were not able to include in the slideshow. But whenever you look at the quality of the students that we have here and the quality of the work that's been produced, this show is going to be very good. The students' work is excellent, and we have got a lot of talent sitting in this room. So I'd like to say, first of all, you've done an exceptional job. And I think everybody needs a round of applause. Some other people that we would like to thank for contributing to what we do here at the art department and fine arts in general are members of our administration. We have a few of those present this evening. Our fine arts division head, Dr. Ray Harris. Our humanities and languages division head, Dr. Justin Treelor, since we're with us in Anderson Hall. Our Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Michelle Barragon. Vice President of Planning and Research, Dr. Kelly Hefner. Executive Vice President Craig Ellis Sasser, and then also Northeast President Ricky Ford and his wife Luann. They have been very supportive in our efforts. We'd also like to thank Michael Miller for taking some time out to be with us this evening to take photographs. So if you do win an award this evening, we would like to remind you to stay just for a few minutes after the presentation to have your photos made. President Ford also and his wife Luann, they've taken a special interest in our students, their artwork, and they have established the Presidential Showcase, which is coordinated by Ms. Donegan to display selected works in their home on a rotating basis. Any students who have had work in that represented in that display, would you please stand? If you've had works in the Presidential Showcase. Okay. So we have a few present tonight. Okay. Very good. Thank you. We would also like to thank especially our family members of our students for their support and encouragement in achieving their art degree at Northeast and continuing their studies upon completion of that. So we have a few announcements before we begin the awards presentation. First is with the state show. So this year, the Mississippi Community and Junior College Art Instructors Association Competition Exhibition, a long title here, was hosted at Co-Lin, and there were 12 of the 15 community colleges statewide entering the competition. It included 163 entries with 135 entries in the two-dimensional category and 28 in the 3D category. Okay. We would like to thank our students who entered at the state level, so everyone who did in our piece, and we also wanted to recognize the students who brought home an award. So if you would please stand and be recognized when I call your name. In the two-dimensional design category, receiving third place in the state was Mariah Weatherford, Freak Puffs Dolls. In computer art, first place went to Lauren Wimbish for CD cover. And in the ceramics category, an honorable mention was given to Ben Martin for Chalupa. There is one additional award that has been had been given previously earlier this semester in January that I wanted to mention as well. The North Mississippi Art Association recognizes a student every other year at Northeast with an award and with a scholarship of $300. This year's award and scholarship was presented during the association's monthly meeting on January the 21st at our Artworks in Tupelo, and the recipient this year was Miss Audrey Garvin. Now we're going to get on with the awards. I do have a brief biographical statement to share with you about our judge. I think it's really good for students to have some background on that individual, and also to know what the judge's statement was about the exhibit overall. Okay. The judge for this year was Mr. Brian Duvall. He is a Northeast alumnus, and he holds a bachelor's degree of psychology from Blue Mountain College as well. When he was at Northeast, he majored in photography. He was interested in a lot of other media, such as painting and design. And following graduation, he began exhibiting his works in Northeast Mississippi, specifically focusing on painting. He identifies with what he describes as intuitional expressionism, the association of objects that we interact with on a daily basis and how they can invoke emotion. Primarily his works are in acrylic. He uses Sumi ink, and he uses a lot of old things. He mentions thermostat covers, plastic tubes, squeegees, along with palette knives and broad brushes. His work has been exhibited at the Gumtree Art Festival, at Odessa in Memphis, the Karen Gallery, and at the Brooks Museum with a group exhibit. He credits most of his influence to his grandmother, Mary Chambers. She was a painter and a pianist. He does state that music and visual art go hand in hand, a great juxtaposition, the ears and the hands. He also holds high regard for a lot of artists such as Paul Clay, Keith Haring, and notes that these artists display the purest form of creativity, staying true to themselves, whether for good or ill, and allow the art world to see within their souls. So that gives you a little bit of information, just a little bit of information about him. So he did have some points about the art exhibit that I think are very valuable for you all to know as well. So he says the exhibited art was evaluated highly on originality, composition, control of medium, and presentation. Overall aesthetics were weighed. Was the piece pleasing to the eyes as well as thought-provoking? Originality was a key factor in judgment of the works. It was vital for the artist to display something new, fresh, and distinguishable, while still incorporating the key principles of his or her medium. The work had to allow the judge to obtain some understanding of the artist's personality without having met them. Was this artist aiming for their works to be subjective or objective? When evaluating the work, the judge examined overall strength of the composition. It was important for the works to display appropriate balance, technique, and form. Was the focal point evident within the work? How well did the artist control the medium? It was important to see how comfortable the artists were with their mediums, ensuring the artist properly displayed skills of using materials and surfaces. Additional focus was set on examining any signs of overworking or underworking of the piece. Overall presentation, in conclusion, of the artwork was an underlying variable when judging the show. The actual work met the mark in other evaluations. Presentation, whether being matted, framed, or staged, can serve as the carriage of the piece and could provide positive or negative responses. Ultimately, presentation can be prevalent in certain mediums, so basic presentation matters. Okay? Those were his words that he wanted us to share with you this evening. So as we conclude our introduction here, we do need to begin with the awarding of the individual categories, and if you have that on your list here, we're going to start with painting. So in the painting category, if you guys would, as I call your name, you have an award. Okay. The painting category, we have had a very busy year. Y'all will see that. They have been very productive, and I'm very pleased with what the outcome has been. Receiving first honorable mention is Lauren Windish for past, present, and future. Our second honorable mention goes to Desi Bennett. I moved out. Third place goes to Nancy Barnes for marbles. Second place, Mary Kellogg for Rooster Magooster. And then first place in painting goes to Audrey Garvin for self-portrait number 2. Okay, next is the category for ceramics, and ceramics, some of us just like clay. Whatever we're thinking about this particular category, you will see just a huge range of creativity in what has been produced this year. Starting with the first honorable mention, it goes to Ben Martin for Bumpy Portals. Our second honorable mention in the ceramics category goes to Linda Hoover for Orange Vase. Linda's not here this evening, but Arita, her sister, is going to be accepting her award. Third place in ceramics goes to Matt Childers for Antiquity. Second place in ceramics, Arita, you got to get up again. Arita Russell for Our Cookie Jar. And then finally, first place in ceramics goes to Audrey Garvin for This Used to Be a Cow. And now I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Terry Anderson.
Good afternoon. First category is photography. And the third place goes to Kelly Ayers. I think Kelly's here tonight. Second place in photography goes to Tatiana Hobson. And first place in photography goes to Lauren Holcroft. Our next category is computer arts, and we have 2 honorable mentions here. Audrey Garvin, honorable mention. next honorable mention goes to Lynn Reynolds. Her work was new. Our third place in computer art goes to Amber Dean. Amber Dean. Second place goes to Lauren Shelford. I keep pronouncing names. Maybe I won't mess this one up. Computer arts. First place goes to Ben Martin. Okay, Jenna Fincher will do the next award.
All right. I have lots of awards to give. I'm going to start with the drawing category, which is 3 different classes are in this category, so it's a pretty broad category. Drawing 1, drawing 2, and figure drawing. All right, honorable mention for Ocean Eyes goes to Savannah Martin. All right, next honorable mention for Movement of Man, Cherish Prater. Okay, third place in drawing goes to Rocky by Ashley Russell. Second place goes to a work called Fruit by Lauren Sheffield. All right. First place in drawing goes to Mariah Weatherford for Nap Time. I'm going to move to the next section, 2-dimensional design. This is a huge category, lots of artworks, and we have 3 honorable mentions. First one goes to a work called Off the Wall by Jack Thompson. Next honorable mention, 16 Squares by Lauren Sheffield. Third honorable mention goes to Fragments of Tea Time by Cherish Prater. Third place, 2-dimensional design, is for Mary Killa for Dragonfly Bones. Second place, Fragmented by Ashley Russell. design. First place, Savannah Martin. Moving on to the last of the category awards is for 3D design, which is a really fun class. It's basically like introduction to sculpture, and they work with a bunch of ordinary materials in unordinary ways. So, honorable mention, Lauren Wimbish for Too Broke for New Shoes. Next honorable mention is for Ashley Russell for her work at Eve. Third place goes to a work called Facade by Tyler Layer. Second place in 3D is for Matt Childers, his work called Chimera. First place, 3D design, a work called Bubble Boy by Ben Martin. Best in show. So this is the work that the juror thought was the best out of everything. Don't sit down. It goes to Ben Martin. Sculpture or a ceramic piece called Chalupa. I have one more award, and then we have two more awards after that. So that was all the category awards based on the individual works of art. This next one is a really fun one. It's called the Brenda Yancey Moss Most Improved Student Award, and it's really fun because the students vote on this award. They get to decide who they think has improved the most out of them since August. And this year, it goes to Cherish Prater. Melody Shin is going to announce the next award.
Okay, my turn again. The award that I have to announce tonight was established by Helene Fielder a few years ago after the passing of her husband in honor of him. So this is the Ray Fielder Award. The award comes along with a $250 scholarship. The criteria for this award, which is decided upon, the designation of the award to the student is decided upon by the faculty. It is based on evaluation and judgment of the student's work that includes technique, creativity, and originality, and professionalism. Technique, we look at the artist's ability to use the medium in a mature and sophisticated manner, the mastery of concepts like but not limited to composition, color, texture, and style. Under creativity and originality, themes depicted in the work should not only be clear, but should be bold, fresh, and exciting. And professionalism. The student must have successfully completed the objectives of the assignment. If there was one involved, all pieces must be professionally framed and displayed. If the student does not respect their own work, how can they expect someone else to do so? So this year's Ray Fielder Award, the award and the scholarship goes to Mariah Weatherford. next, Mr. Anderson has a scholarship.
Our last award is called the Helen Jones Art Achievement Award. And the criteria for this award, this student was chosen by the art faculty. The student must be a full-time student majoring in art or art education, works well with fellow students and faculty, exhibits a strong love for art, shows an exceptional promise in becoming successful in art as a career, the quality of their work, plans to enroll in an art program after completing 2 years here at Northeast, and also financial need. The Helen Jones Art Achievement Award of $200 goes to Ashley Russell. Okay, that does conclude the awards, but we would like to thank the sponsors of this program. And those sponsors again are Brenda Yancey Moss, Helene and Mark Fielder, the family of Helen Jones, and of course Northeast Community College. Without these sponsors, we wouldn't be able to have this program. Again, this concludes the awards presentation. If the students would still remain and have photos taken, the rest of you can go out into the lobby. There's some refreshments and a lot of artwork to look at. Thank you for coming.